Science and Discovery, Yeast Balloon Growth Test. On Monday morning, in a bustling school classroom, Mrs. Beaker was excited to teach the children about science. "Today," she said, "we're going to do something amazing. We'll see how tiny living things can make bubbles." Mrs. Beaker began by introducing the yeast. "This is a type of living thing that makes bread rise," she explained, showing a small jar with squirming white blobs. She then poured some of the yeast into a beaker filled with water and sugar. Next, she showed them a big empty balloon and explained, "We're going to see this yeast make gas that will fill up the balloon." She gently injected some air into the balloon, making it swell slightly. The kids watched eagerly as Mrs. Beaker carefully transferred the yeast mixture into the balloon. She sealed it up tightly and shook it gently. The kids stared at the balloon, waiting for something to happen. "It might take a while," Mrs. Beaker reminded them. They settled in for the wait. After some time, the balloon began to swell ever so slightly. The kids gasped in amazement as they watched it grow little by little. Over the next few minutes, the balloon grew larger and larger until it was twice its original size. The kids cheered in excitement as they saw the living yeast making the bubbles. Mrs. Beaker explained, "Yeast releases carbon dioxide gas as it eats the sugar. The gas gets trapped in the balloon and makes it inflate." With the help of Mrs. Beaker, each child got to try their own yeast solution and watch as it slowly filled a small balloon, creating tiny bubbles of their very own. As the day came to an end, the kids gathered around Mrs. Beaker, discussing everything they had learned about living things and how science can be fun. The kids said their goodbyes to Mrs. Beaker, promising to keep learning about science and discovering the wonders of the world around them. The highlight of the day was seeing the kids' faces light up as they watched the yeast slowly fill the balloon with gas. They learned that tiny living things can make bubbles and that science can be fun.